So today, we went into the undercity of the Olympian stronghold, and we learned a little bit about what it's like down there. We had a guest join us, Romero.
So after we got through essentially beating up a bunch of dudes in an alley, the old lady who we thought was like running the resistance or something like that turned out to be some dude named Romero who worshipped the Morrigan and could shapeshift.
Yes, come.
Oh,
if
no.
Zeus you wish to defeat, with me you must come.
Kill me.
Yeah, you know, I'm definitely on board. My name is Aquilo. Who
Well, I am actually... I'm no longer an old lady. Romero.
Romero.
So at the start of the episode, we met this cool looking chick that turned out to be a weird looking dude named Romero.
He's obviously the Morrigan-esque. He's able to shapeshift and turn into different things.
It turned out that was me. I was Romero. I was asked in to play kind of their guide through this undersection of the city.
They took to him pretty quickly. They were pretty friendly.
I wasn't sure what he was all about, but you know me, man. I just go with the flow and I go with nature.
He kind of quickly changed his form back to his normal face, and we trusted him almost immediately, followed him down to the sewers.
Out of character, I realized this was a little bit fishy and we didn't really talk to him enough to find out what his motives were or why he just appeared as a woman, turned into a dude, then turned into another dude, and we were just okay following him.
I think Daria might have been slightly suspicious, but it was sort of this point where we could either stand around all day asking questions or we could try and, you know, make our way towards Zeus, and that's what we did.
Daria had a few questions initially, but she came around.
I don't trust him, but the rest of the group seems to, and honestly, I'm over this. I just want to finish the job, so I don't trust him. He's gonna have to earn his keep, but we'll see what happens.
It ends up meaning that Romero probably wasn't the one we should trust.
I think they just sort of learned that how bad this place can be, right? And how, like, you know, the lower areas are not really well taken care of.
After we made our way out of that little tunnel, we got up to a settlement that was hung up by some rope.
Once we finally made it to the settlement, the first real obstacle of the adventure was this bridge. So we wisely agreed to have people go across one at a time because it was kind of rickety, and then let the stone man Flint go last.
I just turned into a rat since I am a druid and was able to very easily make it across. Even the ranger that was with us was able to nimbly step across. I turned into a little tiny rat and I just stumbled across with my
You absolutely do.
Yeah! I'm on the other side and I see like a little rat, I'm like, hey.
Yeah, I think you can just sort of zip right across. You arrive next to Adrian. Roll acrobatics for me.
12.
You're breathing a little heavily.
Okay.
So you didn't manage to play it like super cool where you just do this. You're like, ha, no problem. You're like,
My opinion of him goes down just a tiny bit.
yeah, just
A little.
I do the same.
Wait. One go one.
Okay.
One
He's
go
not that
one.
heavy.
One go one.
Okay, Flint. I turn to Randy and I go, Randy, scurry across.
he scurries.
Sweet. Now, my turn, and I do exactly
I
what
pick up Randy and I
Romero
put him
did.
on my other shoulders. I have 2 rats on my shoulders.
Oh man,
Randy's
I
not
feel
thrilled.
less special now.
Randy's chilling.
Yeah, no, I do exactly what Romero does.
Roll acrobatics.
20.
Oh, God, he did that.
You nailed it.
My opinion of Daria slightly goes up. And everyone kind of looked towards Flint like, you're made of stone, my dude. I don't know if you're gonna be able to make it across this one.
The wood that you would stand on is it's discolored and sort of like a dark brown.
Why are you pointing at me like that?
Watch out, Flint.
Oh, all right.
You're
okay.
heavy as everything.
I'm just made of rock. Man.
That's what I'm saying. You're gonna walk over this wood.
Hey,
You should probably
Daria,
go
I mean,
last.
like, come on. Hey,
I'm not
have
trying
some, have some.
I just want to make sure he's safe.
No, I'm this is an aside. I'm not like calling you out, but like, have some tact.
No, I mean it's like listen. If I'm friends with a big guy that can't close the thing on the like roller coaster, I'm not gonna let him go on the roller coaster.
Right, but you don't need to call him out for the I mean, you just pull him aside.
I just don't want him to fall in the big hole.
I know. I mean, yeah, there's ways you can do
big
it.
hole.
There's ways you can. Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
My rat's agreeing with me.
Oh, well, he's a smart guy. So. Flint almost falls through, but just barely makes it across. So in the end, no big problem.
Luckily enough, we make it over in time. My character makes it over while breaking the bridge, but the main thing is he got across in one piece.
I was surprised Flint could run through that bridge because he's a big dude, but it all worked out in the end because we always go with the flow.
And that proved to be challenging for him because towards the end, he actually broke their bridge and the heroes had to repair it. So that took a little time, and then Aquilon used a mend spell that came out pretty clutch. So that was good.
I think Kret, the DM, did a really good job of the world building when it came down to the settlement in the sewer. I immediately saw in my mind's eye, and I'm new to tabletop stuff, right? Like, this was really different, and I saw the settlement. Kret described it, I understood what it looked like, what it felt like, just the atmosphere, the smell of it all. That was really, really cool. So I think he dunked that there for sure.
From there, we went to this little hole in the wall where my contact, Elizabeth Thornton, was. The inn was kind of crappy, kind of low tier, kind of dingy. The food was bad, the space was bad.
We got to the hole in the wall where Romero knew this girl named Elizabeth, brought us some food and drinks.
We all sat down together and ate and drank at the hole in the wall, a hole in the wall. I don't know if that was the name, if that was it. Very clever, either way.
And there is a small box, like a crate.
I sat in the box.
You sit on the box? Roll athletics.
Live dangerously.
That is a 20.
As you place your posterior in the box, you realize if you were to actually put your weight on it, it would shatter. What do you do? The box shatters underneath your weight.
Basically a cave where people sit and eat some moldy bread and cheese and hopefully have some cleanish water, which we got very lucky with as well.
The water was dirty, the bread was hard and stale, the cheese was moldy. I'm used to very fresh, natural stuff. We hunt where I'm from, so it was not my thing. I passed on all the food there. But I think Daria maybe drank a little bit too much, got a bit drunk in the end, so she had a good time.
And I realized that I was gonna have to have my own fun. And so, listen, I've been kind of leading the group here for 2 weeks. We've been real serious and doing some fights. So I let a load off, man. I got wasted.
All right. So
I'm
yeah.
thirsty. I want to order a drink.
In this place?
Yep.
Okay.
I thought you were Daria.
You need to go.
To be fair, he's
man.
always thirsty.
That's bad.
Oh.
All right.
Kind of disgusting, actually. I had to give my lime over to Randy. But Randy had some cheese, some bread, and some lime. He was having a great time at the end of the day.
Randy looks excited.
Yeah, Randy's in a good mood. He's chilling. This is
I
good
give
stuff.
it. I give the lime to Randy.
Oh, Randy like picks up the thing with his front paws and just sort of like squeezes it over his mouth.
Chug, chug, chug.
Yeah.
And maybe more importantly, Randy got his chow on. Randy ate some lime, Randy ate some cheese. Randy's certainly feeling just as good as I was after that night.
You know, they had a decent time there. I think they had some interesting conversation, learned a little bit. They heard about this creature, but they couldn't quite figure out what it was. And really, everyone just rolled kind of bad.
But it did give them a chance to rest, kind of get all their spells back, which was important because then we had this O2 fight.
They continued on, and they entered the trash-strewn lair of the O2. There was only one of them, but it was sort of near the exit. And, you know, I think it was probably possible for them to sneak past O2 who are not particularly perceptive. But they chose to fight it.
Turns out there was this weird garbage monster that eats garbage, people, to stay away from it, named O2. I didn't know how to feel about it when we engaged it, so I wanted to like sneak up on it and see if we can circumvent it. but those tentacles were scary, dude.
We move a little bit further along into the sewers and we start to smell it. We see the bodies piled up on the floor. I think to throw a torch into the darkness, that kind of illuminates some parts of the creature, and from there, we try to come up with a plan. Adrian tries to sneak up on it, gets close, but eventually reveals it, and so then we end up having a fight.
This felt, for the first time, that we knew what we were doing as a party. Haha, Tagaron and the wizard weren't here.
So we got to fight a O2. Don't exactly know what that is. It had 3 legs and eyes on tentacles.
Luckily, Flint was able to get some really big hits in, and I mean big hits, doing almost all the damage himself.
Flint just went nuts and was able to really take care of everything, and then the rest of us kind of did our jobs.
I'm gonna run up to it and hit it with a 2-handed hammer because that's all Flint does.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah, why not get in range? What's the worst that could happen? Oh, crit. Natural 20.
Would you like to use Divine Smite as well?
I would. Can I
Wait, can
I use
Savage attack.
Savage attack?
Baby, the savage! The savage attack!
We got one, boys!
Okay.
So I
That's
think
just how
that
they
gives
know
you
you, so that's
an
what- that's
extra,
1d on crit.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Plus 1d on crit.
So you roll 3d12
3d as well.
plus 2d8
Does he need another
for
D12?
your
That's
smite.
8.
Okay.
1a, I need a 8, and what else?
And then plus your strength.
Fucking this shit up. Plus my strength, plus 3. So I get whatever this is plus 3.
You can roll 50,
And this is bludgeoning
you can do
damage.
55 damage here. Total.
Why you give me those numbers?
Yeah, don't do
That's
the
a lot of
math.
pressure. Like,
We're about to do.
now it's gonna be 7. I'm just like, oh, well. 11, 21, 23, 29 damage.
Plus your strength.
Oh, you're correct. 32. All I know is I hit it really hard with my hammer today. I did all the damage for the team, just so this is on note. 82 damage in that one encounter from good old Flinty boy. So when Aggro and Taco return, we'll see if they can match up to those sort of numbers, my friends. Oh, that's another 6. Plus 3 is
It's plus 5, but still not enough.
Is it good proficiency?
Yeah.
Ah, I'm gonna do it. Okay.
Isn't that a 9?
Yeah, it's a 9.
Oh, it's a 9.
Yeah.
That'll hit, actually.
My bad.
Candyman!
This dice.
Trying to snatch defeat.
I'm trying to
Trying to screw us in
it.
every way
Try this
possible. In character.
That's the
out
real
of
savage
It does,
strike,
yeah,
right?
you
It's
can
happening
roll your
out of
damage.
It's like if I'm not
2d6
gonna
plus-
succeed, no one will.
Flint, man. Flint gave it the business. I've never seen Flint fight like that. That reminded me of the way Tagaron would have rolled.
I was really confident in the power level of our party, even without the wizard and the rogue there, who have traditionally kind of carried us.
Yeah, you can certainly cast Moonbeam here.
Even though we're inside.
Yes.
And there's no moon.
He's a druid. He doesn't care.
Makes his own moon.
Yeah.
He just works
Why do you guys want my ability to not work so bad?
There ain't no moon.
No one else is doing that on you guys' turns. Jesus Christ. No, I mean, yeah, no, you're right, yeah, man. Yeah, I think that I've used 1 second level. Right? No, I used Entangle as well, so 2 first levels.
So you got 1d8 plus spell mod. But my
Yeah, your spell mod is-
-1.
Your spell mod is -3.
Oh shit.
But we're just going to do +0 for this purposes.
Oh thanks.
Because otherwise, you could hurt yourself.
Let's do that. That sounds great. I'll kill myself right now. Like big old battle. I'm like, oh, I just heart attack. Roll over. And that was
The cast was too much.
Go on with that.
I think my control helped out with the freeze, with the entangle, and all that other stuff to try and slow the creature down. Adrian was whispering in its ear the entire time, or in its eyes. Who knows if the Utu even has ears to that effect.
At the end of the day, it was a pretty easy fight. Good CC from a kilo, and then Flint did some two-handed damage work while Tolly and Tom spoke with animals. Yeah, it was a good episode. Good times. Easy fight.
Before I mentioned that I wasn't really sure about Romero at first, I couldn't really trust him. After the fight with the O2, I implicitly trust him. He's definitely on our side.
They continued up to the surface, and that's when Romero double-crossed them. A bunch of guards came in. They encountered Ares' champion, who used his god's ability to pull them in.
However, taking all that damage, using all those resources, all those tricks and spells meant that once we came out into the city, to the guards that I knew were waiting, they were a little bit less ready for a second combat.
We make it to the surface. There are people coming. They surround us. They're with Romero. He's definitely not on our side.
Using, you know, my perception, I hear that there is people coming, but our boy Romero, he looks me dead in the eye and he says, "It's okay. They're with me." And I trust him in that moment. And maybe I shouldn't have, because he grabs us and they pull us right in. Not Romero himself, but they were members of Zeus's guard, and they pull us in.
But Flint isn't really that wise as a character, so he didn't really make the assumptions at all until it was too late, and we'd already got arrested.
And then that's when we got betrayed, man. Romero, turns out he just did it for some piece of change, man. Whatever happened to bros before dineros, you know what I mean? He screwed us, man. He screwed us.
Anatoly Adrian, with some quick thinking, was able to use his mesmerize to let people escape, and that was really smart.
But Adrian actually makes a huge play. He mezzes everyone, and in that little split second of chaos, we're able to move. I turn into a rat and try and scurry away.
Why don't you make a stealth check?
Okay.
If you are in fact turning into a rat and trying.
I sure am gonna try, because I don't want to be captured. Where am I still? Oh, 2. So I don't know if it matters much, but 2 plus.
You like knock something big over.
Just 2. My dexterity is 0, so just 2.
Like bump into something.
I'm gonna look down and go, like, a kilo,
Running around. I think it's lost in the clothes, right? Like
it's
you
not
can't
your
find the
dexterity,
hole.
it's the rat's dexterity.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I don't know if the rat gives me
It probably doesn't matter.
No, it's plus 0 as well.
Okay, you try to scurry off, someone stomps on you.
Jesus!
Your rat form dies, and you just turn back to a kilo laying on the ground.
Oh, God. Guys, I didn't mean anything by it.
Just a good try.
Aquilo got away as a rat. Romero could have stopped him, but he didn't. He chose not to. So I think that says something about Romero. You know, he's not bad. He's just greedy.
It was money motivated, but there was also an opportunity where I was given a high perception roll to see that one of their party members was escaping, and instead of like ending that transformation so that they couldn't get away, instead of let them go, so maybe they can team up with Marcus and see if they can put something together to kind of recover all their parties that are in prison. It'll be very interesting to see what happens next episode after the betrayal.
Flint loses his rock, he loses his mind, and just starts swinging.
Yeah, they took my rock away, which wasn't the greatest thing for Flint whatsoever. They realized that Flint only cares about the rock. He only cares about his holy symbol and Geb. So taking that away from him, it's gonna cause him, well, it's gonna cause Flint problems, and maybe others too, you know, if he keeps rolling crits the way he did today.
It's chaos everywhere as Daria tries to silver tongue her way out of it, and maybe there's a way we can get out. So they even say that, you know, they've managed to capture Tagaron as well as our mage. I mean, it really is a scary situation. I hope we're able to make it out of this one. Maybe there's something I can do from the shadows. We'll certainly see next time.
We beat the O2. I don't know if we're going to beat all these guards. Hopefully, Tagaron is not locked up. I don't really care about Inazuma, but Tagaron, if an otter jumped from the sky, I wouldn't complain about it. Just saying.
But in the end, they were taken away. They're locked up, and we'll see what the situation's like in next episode. You know, and if they can get out of prison, and what Tagarong and what Inazuma have been up to.